Welcome to Evergreen Speedway's Hometrack Heroes on Seattle 11.
Thank you once again, Big Voice Guy, and welcome into Hometrack Heroes here on Seattle 11 from Evergreen Speedway. I'm Caleb Hart. He's Ben Iman. Ben, we have got a dynamite show for you tonight. Finishing things off with the Mark Galloway Cars Tour 150 shootout at the end of the show, but a lot of fun on the way getting there.
Yep, we got mini stocks, we got Northwest Vintage Mods, and we got the INEX Legends. All of that ahead of the big one. The 5.8 is coming alive for the first time this year, Caleb, with the Mark Galloway Shootout 150 with the Cars Tour West in the house. Some of the best from the Northwest, and we're going to throw some of the best from the Southwest when we get there later on in the program.
So hang tight. The Harvicks are here, even more celebrity drivers from the Northwest and more. But first and foremost, our mini stock division brought to you by BECU, the BECU Mini Stocks. Paisley Bender on the pole for this one out of Snohomish. She's sponsored by Allied Motorsports. Travis Woodward, tour outside the 16 from Lake Stevens, sponsored by Brava Pizza. Second row, Cole Reardon, car number 1 out of Granite Falls, sponsored by Bob T. Builder. And to Cole's outside, it's the 97 of Zach Bristol out of Granite Falls, sponsored by Racers Against Child Abuse.
Row number 3 sees the PRCBD number 221 of Lyndon Smith out of Everett, starting next to the NPM Welding and Fabrication number 26, that's Jimmy Absher out of Marysville. The Snow Valley Farms number 19 is Scarlett Fisher out of Marysville, starting next to the CNR Farms number 15 of Matt Snyder out of Snohomish.
Fifth row to the inside, the 29 from Monroe is sponsored by Metal Tech. The driver is Clint McCowan. To Clint's outside, Eatonville's Ashley Rasmussen, the A&J Custom Metals 92. Back row inside, 23 of Travis Barnes from Olympia, sponsored by Garski Construction. And Josh McMillan from Tacoma. 14B is sponsored by Hopes and Dreams Duct Tape Emporium. Green flag is out, mini stocks underway. This is our 4-cylinder division. It's our deluxe 4-cylinder division. They've got a enhanced motor packages and suspension packages available to them. Wheelbase rules, and off and running we go.
And this is the first division as you make your way up the ladder to run spec tires, specifically for the race course. And you're going to see a lot of Mustangs, a lot of Hondas, and a couple of Volkswagen.
Out to your early lead, Travis Woodward, one of the veterans of the division. Zach Bristol in the 97, who has been one of the best drivers in the class here this year, is up there and threatening Woodward here in the early going with Lyndon Smith, our most recent feature winner, currently in the 3rd spot.
Yeah, let's take a look at the Brandy Hood Promotions onboard camera here with the number 97 of Zach Bristol. Your points leader coming into the night is trying to run down Travis Woodward. This 97 Volkswagen is a little underpowered in horsepower compared to some of the other cars in the division, but he's made it up in consistency and cornering speed, which he's had a lot of this year. And it's good to see Travis Woodward out today leading some laps. Just has had a painful amount of problems in this number 16 car in a send-off season for him, so just happy to see Woodward make it back out here.
Behind him on our split screen, you saw the battle for 4th and 5th. Couple of Hondas going at it in Reardon and Matt Snyder. Meanwhile, bid for the lead, as you'll get it on both sides of the screen, as Bristol has looped to the outside of the raceway.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough spot for Bristol to make this move, but he, got it to stick up there. The outside groove is typically harder to pass than the inside groove. Obviously, it's longer way around the racetrack and sometimes a little less grippy, but wow, he made it stick. The 97 looking real strong today, going around the outside of Woodward, and will gain the lead down the backstretch.
You look at it, it might be optimal conditions for making that outside groove work here at the moment, Ben. Obviously, we've had some late model practice going on here today, and those tires get very gummy, and we'll put a layer of that gummy down around the racetrack. Early on in the day, it hasn't pushed all the way up to the wall yet. Track's a little bit warm. 5 laps or so to warm up the tires and put Bristol in a really good position to use that middle groove.
And the track, which is this front stretch area, is where the most amount of traction is going to come from those gummy tires that come down. And with the weather conditions being so back and forth today, we were battling some weather yesterday and had a little bit of just some rain earlier in the day. Now you can see the sun has come out for us as we progress on later in the day to actually get these main events in. So it's been kind of a rubber in, washout. So it's really interesting to see how the drivers are going to tackle this part of the track, especially later on when the late models take the whole course.
I like to think that the sun is always shining here at Evergreen Speedway as they look to take Ashley Rasmussen and split her 3 wide. She'll go around in the middle of the racetrack. Everybody else avoids, but Matt Snyder got a piece of it from the inside. The caution's out.
Yeah, Caleb, just not enough room there. 3 cars trying to take up 2 lanes of racetrack, and that's what happens when we get noses in here. Rasmussen is a lap down at this point. Absher and Snyder battling for position.
That was a situation where Ashley might have been okay without the contact. It happens. We see it from Jimmy Absher's point of view.
It does happen here. Absher's going to sail it around the outside, and you can hear the squeal of the tire. Absher, no problems there. Let's take a look at it here. We often debate about whose lane this is, and Snyder, it was definitely an aggressive move, maybe just a little contact. I don't know. Leave that one for you at home.
Those of you who have run in a car before, clear, not clear, you can make your own decision on that one. We'll take a little break, reset the field, get them back up and going. Just a handful of laps into our BECU Mini Stock, a main event here at Evergreen Speedway on Hometrack Heroes. And we do double file restarts in this one. This means Travis Woodward, your second place car in the 16, going side by side with Zach Bristol here on the restart.
Yeah, this 97 has been really strong on the restarts this year, and so Woodward's going to have to really give him a good run for his money. He does here on the restart. Fires off really well the 16, trying to take a long way around. This is going to benefit the 221, Lyndon Smith, who's going to get right up in this battle now. The 221, Caleb, has been just the best car on raw speed this year. In just raw speed, it's been him, and I think it's a hands-down argument, but just some problems ailing the 221 throughout this season has kept him third in the championship standings and a little bit out of him and Cole Reardon, where this battle is technically heating up, and there's a car around, on the backstretch, and Clint McCowan got a whole lot of that one, and Barnes is applauding him on.
Nice work. Appreciates the effort, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So caution flag is out. Contact after Barnes got around. McCowan couldn't avoid him. We'll go in cockpit here with Scarlett Fisher and see what she saw.
Oh.
Well, that is one of the interesting Evergreen Speedway unique things here is down at that bottom of turn number 2, water accumulates. You get the left side tires too far down into it. You can see him splash up, turn around, and thusly, the chaos ensues behind him.
A good evasive action by Matt Snyder. You can see Barnes running all the way down below the white line, so that's kind of a tough spot for him to be, just going to hit that water. And McCowan, you know, I get why Barnes is frustrated by that one. It's no fun to have your race car smacked by another race car, but there was nowhere really for McCowan to go.
That's self-inflicted, too. Don't get down that far underneath the white. Don't put your tires into the water, and maybe you don't spin out, and everything that happens after happens. Never know.
The wise words of Caleb Hart will not be received.
Well, racers aren't great about taking, responsibility. That is definitely a thing.
Well, we're going to restart with 21 to go. Clicked another couple off, and now Lyndon Smith's going to be on the outside of the 97 of Zach Bristol. How often have we seen this year, Caleb? It has been quite often, as look at the 221 launch into the corner.
Into the turns they go. The question is, can he stick around the far end of the racetrack? Down the back straightaway, big power run for Lyndon Smith. To the inside, Bristol trying to get it back as they go wheel to wheel and door panel to door panel.
A little defensive driving there from Bristol, going to kind of cede a lot of gap here. Diamonding off the corners, Lindy, he's going to get a really big run down the back straightaway here. Zach, he's just got to keep doing this. If he can keep the 221 high, if he can keep the nose in front, he's going to have a good run here, and the 221 does get high, and Bristol will clear back into the lead.
It's interesting, Bristol almost squared those turns off. Gave himself long straightaways, and you would think that that would be non-beneficial to the underpowered car, but Bristol made it work, and now Smith will tuck back into the lower groove coming off the 4 with 18 laps to go. Smith gonna have to look for a new battle plan.
Yeah, Lyndon, we know he's got the speed, and Zach Bristol, one of the better wheelmen in these 4-cylinder divisions, gonna make it hard for Lyndon to try to get around him. And on the other side of the screen, you're seeing Woodward and Absher. That's the battle for third.
Good run there between a couple of veterans in Woodward and Absher. Travis, like you said, snake bit with the mechanical gremlins here in the season. Absher on a solid run back there. Here comes Cole Reardon sneaking his nose in. We need to take our first time out of the broadcast. More coming up after this. You are watching Hometrack Heroes here on Seattle 11. The time remaining here on the BECU Mini Stock main event has gotten awfully short. You're now looking at second place Travis Woodward in the 16. Welcome back to Hometrack Heroes here on Seattle 11. I'm Caleb Hart. He's Ben Hyman. There's your race leader, Zach Bristol. Woodward second. And we only have a couple laps to go. Ben, the 221 of Lyndon Smith went bye-bye during our break.
Yeah, mechanical issue forcing the 221 off. It appears Cole Reardon's going to inherit third, and this one's going to be the backbreaker, I feel like, for Lyndon trying to seek a title this year. Just one too many slip-ups is going to need either this 97 or this one car to have some gremlins of their own. So far, so good for both of them. White flag is out for Zach Bristol.
Luck can change quickly, though, so keep that in mind. It has been Turn it up all 6s for the 97 this year of Zach Bristol, coming out of corner number 4 and taking the checkered flag. Bristol will win. Congratulations to Zach, as that points lead will extend. Good finish for Travis Woodward. He's got second. Cole Raridan, last year's track champion, a distant third, but at least a podium run for him.
I liked Zach hand out the window as he's coming off 4, cheering on the crowd.
Nice. Well, bit of a showman is Bristol. We'll get down to the Angel of the Winds Casino Resort winner circle and talk to your top 3 now.
Well, Cole, a third place finish will keep you right in the middle of this championship hunt tonight, and ultimately it seemed like the car wasn't quite there on the speed, but you bring home the podium anyway.
Yeah, I've been having oil pressure problems, and that kills my VTEC, and so time to tear the motor apart.
Well, nonetheless, you get home in third, and you're going to stay right with Zach here. It's going to be a tight battle between you two to the end of the year. Who helped you get this car out here?
Well, I got to thank my crew, my beautiful fiance Jenny, for being the best spotter in the world and supporting me in all this spending money. Royce, Ian, my dad, Bob, my daughter Clea, and Lucas. Am I forgetting anybody? My sponsors: Bob T. Builder, Royce Tanner Racing, NPM Welding Fabrication, Full Throttle Graphics, Finish Line Drafting Design, Central Welding, BECU. This is a nice crew of fans. Thank you.
Third place tonight, Cole Raridan. Well, Travis, you started up front on the front row. You fought hard there, and ultimately kind of luck bounced your way. Linden having to exit early means you come home with second place. How good does it feel to be back up on this podium, given some of the stuff you've been dealing with this car?
Well, after last race, we got destroyed. This crew put this car back together. It was amazing.
A strong run for you guys, especially on a night like tonight, the Mark Galloway Shootout. This is a big-time podium here. Who helped you get it done?
Oh, there's so many people to thank. I got Brava Pizza, Simon & Son Towing, the Decker family. That's about all.
Well, Travis Woodward up on the podium tonight, second place here for the Mark Galloway Shootout. Well, Zach, that was quite the battle between you and Linden. You guys coming out of the restart were side by side, and you guys, you had to fight him. You knew he's got a fast car. What did it take to get in front of him?
Just hold my line. Thankfully, the swing we did on the setup was perfect. We were really loose in qualifying, like, don't touch it, it'll probably come to us. And Landon, I could tell he was cooking his tires, and once he settled in, like, oh my God, we're actually even speed with this 221 for once, and 2 car lengths, 3 car lengths, okay. He's gonna keep me honest, and come down the front, spotter's like, hey, 221 just broke, you pulled off. It's like, well, we just don't F this up, and we got it in the bag.
You guys looked like smooth sailing from that point, and it keeps you in the lead in the championship hunt now with a few more races. How's that go? How's that feel to know that you're the points leader?
Oh, it feels good, but honestly, not paying attention to it. We are the underdog. We are low horsepowered, small car, hard to keep up with the Hondas and the Fords, but we're taking it as we can. And I'm just having fun just running that little orange Scirocco out there.
Well, it's a big-time win for you. It's another big-time win to your trophy cabinet. Who helped you get it done?
Shout out to Nat and Amy Barber. They're not here. They're doing horse stuff back over on the east side. Nat lets me run his awesome Scirocco for the second year now. FTG boys in the shop all week because we had a lot of stuff to fix from last week. My whole family, Hibbs Automotive, D2 Foundations, GM Northwest. And I want to make a special shout out. Thank you, Evergreen Speedway, for continuing the memory of Mark Galloway. Mark was a great kid, awesome, way too young, one of the smartest guys I've ever known, and I'm just finally happy to get a win on this night. Thank you.
Zach Bristol, race winner.
Congratulations to Zach, continues to extend that points lead. We will move on here at the Mark Galloway 150 Shootout. Coming up next, it's the Northwest Vintage Mods here at the Raceway. 30 laps for them around the 3/8. Front row for this one is Shane Strimple in the 57. To his outside, Strimple, by the way, Marysville, Washington, Olympic 4x4 sponsors him. Cale Jeff, 23 out of Buckley, sponsored by 7K Construction. Row number 2, Bob Greiner out of East Wenatchee, Basin Safety, sponsors him. And to his outside, the 82 of Vince Conwell from Enumclaw, sponsored by Northwest Concrete Cutting.
Steve Woods is in the 22 tonight out of Buckley in the first day electric entry. Starting next to the 8 car, Jason Quazzo out of Burlington, sponsored by Valley Electric. The Pioneer Performance number 68 is Bart Hector Jr., traveling all the way from Ephrata. Starting next to Jesse Boxar in the 79, out of Spanaway in the Pumps Tire and Service.
Final 3 starters inside row 5. Mike Clother out of Auburn, Clother Racing on the 7 car. Vern Houston out of Wenatchee, Vern's Bull calling the 77. And Craig Forney from Auburn, Northwest Concrete Cutting in the 72. 11 cars, 30 times around. Here for the vintage mods, which are vintage in appearance, but very modern race cars. Underneath the hoods, well, lack of hoods, but bolted onto the car, strapped onto the car, however you want to say it. These are modern, very fast race cars with just a vintage style to them.
Yeah, vintage bodies is all we pretty much got. I believe they're built on late model chassis in a lot of ways and running big. As I look again from my notes, and we got race cars around.
Synchronized spinning coming out from the 23 of Cheth and the 25 of Greiner in turn number 4.
Wow.
Turn them back around, but we did manage to catch a replayer. Oh, look out.
Boxar.
Yeah, Boxar in the 79 off into the tire barrier. As let's get another look at it. And there's the synchronized spinning for you one more time.
Oh, that was pretty good. Those two were right on. Bob Greiner and Chef involved. Wow, Vince Conwell, street stock winner and champion out here previously, but a good job avoiding for him. And
whoops. Could have been way worse on both of them.
Yeah.
From the turn 3 look. In the corner. And
Boxar, not quite sure how he ended up there out in the grass.
But he did, nonetheless. Yeah. We'll send some of those drivers to the back of the pack, and we'll try this one again, as we did not get a lap complete on our first attempt here at the Vintage Mod Day main event.
Which means we won't send anyone to the back, Caleb.
Really?
Yep.
They can all try it again?
They're all going to get to try it again because we got no lap thing.
Back at it. Green is out.
Well, Chef seems to be fine. A little bit of a worse start for Bob Greiner. Wonder if something is ailing that 25 after contact.
You look at the attitude of the car, and it's almost at the apex of the corner where he might have been getting back to the throttle where it came out from under him. You saw it that time. It almost happened the same way. Left side tires dipped off the inside of the white. And the car kind of hiccuped up half a groove. Either way, he'll get it figured out. Bob's a veteran racer. He's been doing this for almost 3 decades now.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of history. I've watched a lot of Bob Greiner races. This guy's really good.
Impressive. Cale Chef is going to clear Shane Strimple for the lead here, and this 23 car is no stranger to leading laps here at the Super Speedway of the West every time the Northwest Vintage Mods roll into town, celebrating their 40th anniversary this year, Caleb.
Very cool division, very good group of guys. Vince Conwell, who's working his way up into second. You mentioned a former Evergreen Speedway feature winner and track champion. He is not the president, but he's up near the leadership group with the Northwest Vintage Mods, and they put a lot into getting cars out to the racetrack to entertain our great fans.
You know, and there's something about, talking about the longevity of club racing, because, there isn't always necessarily sponsor money behind a lot of these people. It's kind of, they're playing with house money in a lot of ways.
They are. They race hard amongst their group. They work hard to share equipment to get that all together. Angel of the Winds Casino Resort and RV Resort, the official casino resort of Evergreen Speedway. Angel of the Winds takes great pride in being the best in customer service, entertainment, lodging, fun, and gaming in the entire Northwest.
It was cool onboard there with Caleb Chef off the side of the race car. Thank you again to Brandy Hood Promotions for all of the onboard footage tonight. Got a good battle for second now. Jason Quazzo and Vince Conwell.
No!
We almost lost a camera.
We definitely had a car hit a tire barrier coming down the back straightaway. And that was the second of the Northwest Concrete Cutting cars. Craig Forney 72 into the tire barrier. Ouch.
Steering wheel coming off that one I can see. And let's take a look at what happened here. Running a little bit further, got way loose into one, caught the car. See Hector really struggling now back here, and just...
It's almost like that car lost steering.
I wonder if it did, because it just was gone.
Yeah.
He's just in a straight line.
Yep. You can hear him hard on the brakes trying to stay off of it. What a weird wreck out of the 72 of Forney.
Yeah, no contact.
Strange. Well, that's part of the thing, right? Race as well as you can, and sometimes random mechanical malfunction happens.
You can ask Lyndon Smith about it.
Yes, you can. So we'll go single file here on this restart. 24 to go. Race leader up front is Cheth. Second is Conwell. Third, Quazzo. And coming around the outside and about to make things difficult, you are taking a look at Steve Woods, who has won lots of main events in the Vintage Mods here at Evergreen Speedway.
Yeah, Steve Woods is a strong competitor out here in this division. He's going to use this high line. I'm trying to get around Jason Quatso. Quatso is one of the few drivers from the Northwest Vintage Mods I've seen out here outside of race day. You know, tuning some test and tune laps and taking a track day to get this 8 car to where he wants to be. He's put a lot of work into his program, Quatso has, and you can see the steady improvement over time. Now he's running up here towards the front.
Put a new engine package in the car last year, and it has really come to life. It's amazing how much better the car handles when your power is right. Is third place changing hands here. I thought that Woods would get it. It ends up being Conwell drifting way wide. Working back to the inside, it's Strimple getting his nose in there for third.
Haven't seen much of Bart Hector Jr. so far today. He's been fast in his 2 trips to the Super Speedway of the West this year and has a pole award from earlier in the year. So interesting to see that 68, not quite maybe where he wants it to be today.
Woods trying to get outside and around Strimple. He has got the spot. Bid for the lead going into turn number 1. Quatso showing a nose to Cheth coming out of turn number 2.
I love this onboard with Vince Conwell because you can just see how rough the racing surface is around this Evergreen Speedway 3/8 and just how much he's bobbling around in that race car.
Working down the straightaway, Quatso takes the lead. Woods and Cheth side by side for second. Steve Woods gets it. Hey, there's the commentator's curse coming into play as around goes Bart Hector Jr. in turn number 2.
Well, I brought him up. I brought him to the forefront, and he goes around.
And you will have to answer to the Hectors for that.
I'm so sorry, Bart.
My friend's really afraid. I know what that means.
No, I don't.
Okay, we'll talk about fair about it.
All right.
Around we go, and Bart just couldn't quite
contact.
save it.
Contact with Strimple, it appeared.
Into the corner. One more look from the up-top camera, and just enough contact to send Hector Cattywampus and park to the inside of turn number 2. So now Bart Hector Jr. can have his work cut out for him. To the back of the field he goes, and time is not on his side as we're approaching the halfway mark here at the Northwest Vintage Mods, a main event.
No, not on his side, and this is abnormal for the Northwest Vintage Mods. Usually a very clean racing division. It's had more cautions in the first 11 laps of this one, Caleb, than I think I've seen most all year from them. And you know, the support classes only help us lead up to the big show later on tonight with the Mark Galloway Shootout, but you know, they are time capped as well, so we're going to try to get all the laps in, but we'll see at this point.
That's why you need to be here at Evergreen Speedway. That way you can be a part of the fun, especially through these sport divisions as we get ready for the Galloway 150. Coming up later on in the program, you can find ticket information at evergreenspeedway.com for all of our upcoming events.
You know, I appreciate every one of you out there watching Hometrack Heroes, but nothing beats the sights, the smell, the sounds of race cars live here at Evergreen.
There's something very cool, and especially with these V8s on the 3/8s, as we got a bid for the lead. Woods down low. Quatso got into the corner. He's going to give him some space. Can Quatso out drag race him to the bottom of turn number 3? He cannot. Woods is up to the door panel.
This is a vintage, no pun intended,
Oh.
sorry, effort from Steve Woods. He's getting the race car right to the bottom of the racetrack, and he wants that preferred groove around the racing surface. And Quatso hung up outside, just going to have to eventually cede the position, try to get back at him underneath.
Fought him hard, though. Made Woods earn it. Did not just move over and give it to him. And now Quatso tucks in down low, nearly up to the Woods rear bumper. This may not be over, Ben. Is Quatso doing a good job sticking with him?
Yeah, Quatso maybe trying to crossover move, maybe trying to get underneath him. Whoa, he got a car catching air on the backstretch.
Full send Cale Cheth as he is into the wonderfully manicured lawn out in turn number 3. Caution flag flies.
Well, not sure what happened there with Chef, but he caught some air there, Caleb, a couple of times. And, well, yeah, let's get a look at this onboard shot.
Listen to the engine as he gets up and going. And, yep, drops off, and boy, hop, skip, and a jump, and into the green grass goes Cheth.
Maybe met some of the rumble strip added out there on the back straightaway.
Cool camera angle, too.
Yeah.
Right off that right rear tire and mounted to the car. He'll fire it back up. One more look from the up-top shot.
Yeah, just got a little bit too much off course and caught a couple of those rumble strips, and it dips down there. There is a gap there between where the rumble strip is and where that access road is, Caleb. So it's probably maybe about a foot and a half, and you dip a tire in there, you're going to catch some air.
Cheth lucky in that instance, as we have seen drivers do that exact same thing and come up with way worse results, and heck, in instances not having a race car left after they get off that part of the course. So halfway, 15 down, 15 to go. Restart City here for Steve Woods.
Well, Steve Woods going to lead us to green. This is unfortunate for Jason Quatso, who now is going to have to try to work to fight back to Woods. He had done a really good job fighting back to him after ceding the position, but now he's going to have some work cut out for him. And look at the drive away off the restart Woods has. A Strimple going to get around Conwell for third.
Conwell has done a good job trying to work his way back forward. He's got Hector right in behind him, working the top 5 and trying to get to fourth as well. We'll go back in car, the Brandy Hood Promotions in-car camera events. Conwell lost a lot of ground to Strimple that time by.
Yes, oh, well, Strimple's going to give him some of it back as he got wicked loose and opens the door. Bart Hector Jr. out of nowhere. Dive bomb for 2 up in the third.
Nice play there by Hector Jr. and picking up a couple of spots. To the outside goes Strimple, who fighting the handle a bit on the 57 car. See if Conwell can settle her down and maybe pick his way back forward another spot on Hector.
Yeah, Hector Jr.'s going to have some work cut out for him. He wants to try to get up toward those front 2 because Quatso and Woods have opened up a really strong lead so far for each other. And right now you can see Conwell trying to get back to Bart Hector Jr., but he's driving away and opening up third really strong. So as things stand, the leader's starting to string out and build some gaps.
This race down to just a few to go. We're about 2/3 of the way into it. Take a look at Conwell, Cale Cheth trying to come back forward, and we will take a break. We'll come back. We'll finish off the Northwest Vintage Mod A main event here on Hometrack Heroes on Seattle 11. Just a few more times around here in the Vintage Modified A main event. Steve Woods in full control out in front of this field as you guys are watching Hometrack Heroes here on Seattle 11. He's Ben Iman. I'm Caleb Hart. 2 laps to go. Woods, Quatso, Bart Hector is third. Ticker doesn't show it. We think might have knocked the transponder off in that spin out, but we know Bart's third as they come to the white flag.
Our eyes will not lie to us, but even though sometimes sometimes the transponders just come off these race cars.
Hey, much like Shakira and her hips, our eyes don't lie.
Well, Steve Woods, no lie about his speed today as he's going to roll through 3 and 4 and claim another victory here at the Super Speedway of the West. Steve Woods, Jason Quatso, Bart Hector Jr.
I like it. Top 3. Congrats to Quatso and Hector. And Steve Woods, he's been on top of the Angel of the Winds Casino Resort winner's circle more than a time or two. Let's see what he has to say here in his most latest appearance.
All right, Steve, we'll make this quick. Dynamite fast car, how'd it feel out there?
It was really good early, but somebody was definitely putting something down on the track. It was snapping loose in the center, and you could see a little glimmer on the track, so hopefully they clean that up before the next group goes.
All right, who gets you out here?
Oh, my dad. My wife puts up with it, and she loves me a lot. My first day electric, AccuVac furnace and duct cleaning. I don't know. There's probably more I'm missing.
I understand. Congratulations to winner 922 car, Steve Woods. Well, Jason, your 8 machine is getting faster and faster each and every time. What more would it take to get into Steve Woods?
I shouldn't have given him the bottom going into 1 there. He's great. It's tough to keep him behind you, but once he gets in front of you, it's even harder to pass him.
And who helps get the 8 car out here?
I got to thank Valley Electric, Transcon, Compton Racing Engines, Pumps Tire Service, my wife, and my cousin Brad is here too.
All right, good job. Second place tonight, the 8 car, Jason Quatso. All right, Bart. Lap 1 incident, new tire. Car still looked dynamite fast though.
Yeah, after that race, after the first lap and then spinning out over here in the puddle, and I'm just happy to get a top 3 after all that. That was pretty wild.
And the long drive for Freda, who gets you out here?
Pioneer Muffler, my dad, thank you for everything he does. Thank you to my beautiful girlfriend for being here, and all you fans for coming out today. It's going to be a great late model race.
I agree. Third place tonight, 68 car, Bart Hector Jr.
Well, congrats to the Northwest Vintage Modifieds. Always good to see a Hector up on the podium as friends of mine from back in the day. All Ply Roofing Legends are up next, and our biggest field of the year, Ben Iman, 27 cars ready to start this 30-lapper around the 3/8. Lineup looks like this. Andrew Reels on the pole, the 20 from Corbett, Oregon. Sharp Transportation sponsors him. Braden Wager in the 30 from Camino Island. Dirt Cheap Sewer on his sponsor roster. Damian Harris from Lake Stevens. Flowmaster Gutters on the 20H. And the 42 of Chris Palenka from Parkland, sponsored by Stadium Thriftway.
Tristan Hyder pilots the 24 out of Olympia in the Apache Rental Group entry. Starting next to the 1-car, Mike Holden out of Snohomish. He's sponsored by Weather Right Roofing. Samantha Schwartz is in the Northern Environmental 11S out of Mercer Island, bringing up row 4. Starting next to Caleb Keck out of Stanwood in the 19K in the NPM Welding and Fabrication entry.
5th row inside, it's the 11C of Chet Sinner from Monroe, Mazda Everett on his sponsor list, and then if there wasn't enough 11s, an 11A of Danny Arnold out of Puyallup, sponsored by Northern Environmental. Row behind them, the 68 of Kaylee Decker from Duval Clean Spot Car Wash, and to her outside, Matt Barrett, the 98 from Oakville, sponsored by Rev Up Energy.
Dylan Wolf is out of Auburn in the Binford Metals number 43, starting next to Ian Humphreys out of Renton in the Wicked Raps number 53 entry. The Goodwin's Greenhouses is the 51A Antonio Bianchi. He's north of the border out of Langley, British Columbia. Starting next to the Veterans Roofing number 21 of Grayson Miller out of Puyallup.
Then it is Jeremiah Johnson, the 13 out of Linwood, Weather Right Roofing Inc. Matty Weber, the 28 from Tacoma, One Type Powder Coatings. Row behind them, 98H of Hunter Gates from Eatonville, Rev Up Energy on Hunter's sponsor roster. And the 10, Weather Right Roofing Inc. out of Snohomish, Chris Thompson.
The Lang Auto Sports 06 is Steve Potasic out of Snohomish. Starting next to a driver making their legend debut tonight out of Lake Stevens. It's the 3-car. It's Mason Blodgett, sponsored by S&S Roofing. Dirt Master Power Washing is aboard the Lake Oswego, Oregon driver in the 48 of Riley Hamness. Starting next to Joe Decker Jr. in the 86 out of Duval in the Joe's Tree and Timber entry.
25th starter, the 19W, Chris Winham. Brennan is the hometown gearhead deli sponsor. Adriana Camp, the 9, starts 26th out of Monroe, the legal umbrella. And your 27th starter is yet another 11 car, Leilani Langston from Parts Unknown.
So you have the Sharp Transportation number 20 of Andrew Reel up front, the Dirt Cheap Sewer 30B, Brain Wager, the Flowmaster Gutters 20 of Damian Harris, and the Belanca Homes number 42 of Chris Belanca all up front. 4 fast cars and 4 that didn't do it right.
Bad start. All right, let's try it again. Give them a minute to restack, re-rack, bring you back here into our Evergreen Speedway broadcast booth. We're glad to have you here on Hometrack Heroes, but don't forget there's nothing quite like being at Evergreen Speedway live, so you can see all 27 of these all-ply roofing legends get ready to try to start for a second time here on the Super Speedway of the West.
This is a joint race, Caleb, with the Cars Tour West Legend Division, and so a little bit of learning curve for everyone making their way. And you can see we flopped Braden Weger off the front row already, put the Belanca Homes Chris Belanca driver up front, and that outside line did not get going. Andrew Reel breaks away. Damian Harris to second, and Tristan Hyder are going to get right on the back bumper of Chris Belanca.
Boy, there is just a lot of race cars out there, a lot that could go wrong, but somehow I'll get across that white stripe and we'll get a lap complete here in this one. So from here, hopefully they all settle in and just start clipping some laps away. You look at the one of Mike Holden trying to work the outside groove down the back straightaway.
Oh, Caleb, that's your one. That's your announcement.
Who was that?
That appears to be Ian Humphreys.
Oh, I didn't say anything bad about Ian.
You
or
did
even mention him.
You didn't even. No, you didn't. Oh, look, a rainbow.
Let's take a look down the back straightaway. We go in car with Humphreys, and boy, hard to tell from that angle if he got some help or if he just overcooked it. Guess what? We have more angles. And right into your camera, just like that.
That's not how Ian Humphreys wanted to start his day. Ian, a driver we've seen out here at the Super Speedway of the West, Rookie of the Year last year in this division, now running this Cars Tour West Legend division. So, tough break for him to start the day, was having to come from deeper in the pack. Now he's going to have to come from all the way deep in the pack.
Here's the good news, right? Still got 29 laps left to go.
That is good news.
Doesn't have all that many more spots to make up beyond what he had originally.
Well, after all these shenanigans, we're going to put Braden Weger and Andrew Reel back on the front row, and Reel gets away real well. And Damian Harris diving to the bottom. Mike Holden following Weger above top 5. Chris Belanca really struggling to get going in that 42 off the start.
Weger has not had the best run from the outside here yet, and it's cost him a couple of spots on each of these restarts. Holden going to wiggle his way up and into third as he will trail Harris going into the corner. The dueling 20s of Reel and Harris, then Holden, and hey, Legends in formation, going to go hang out in turn number 1.
Well, at least none of them rolled over this time. That's usually the spot where we do it.
Thompson is in that Mountain Dew green-esque number 10. Who else?
Blodgett's in that one.
Yep.
Chad Sinner's in that one. I don't know if that's the 19 of Keck involved in that one.
Might be Winham, who was further back in the pack.
Could be Winham.
Yeah,
and the 28.
Here's the look from Adriana Camp's point of view.
That's Maddie Weber into Chris Thompson there.
And airtime there for Thompson. You saw the Mountain Dew looking car get airborne.
Well, if you're Ian Humphreys, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spots you're about to pick up. So you're going to feel a little bit better about yourself there. You can see here now it's going on board with Chad Sinner involved in this one. And
yep, he just had nowhere to go.
Same thing with Blodgett in front of him.
Yep, they opted to take the clear-looking look, even if it means they're going to have to be cleaning some dead grass out of the wheel wells at the end of the night.
Yeah, not ideal. Caleb, not ideal way to start this one. Again, this race is also time capped, so we're going to be where we'll be see. So we're going to try to get all 30 laps in, but the drivers have been told in the pit meeting it's 30 laps, 30 minutes.
Yeah,
and we don't get there. Sorry, folks.
And they're going to need to settle down. It comes a point in time where, again, get laps under your books. Nobody wins the race on the first lap. You can't lose it, though. You can lose it.
You don't win on the first lap?
No. Well, unless it only goes one lap.
That's true. That would be very impressive.
We have 2, though.
Here's the thing is these drivers yesterday ran a competition in an INEX sanctioned event and ran green to checkered yesterday. They did it yesterday.
Allegedly.
No, I was here with my very own eyes.
I didn't see it.
Okay, well, I did.
Okay. Means I got to trust you on it. So we go in car with Damian Harris now, trailing around, trying to find his way around Real. Meanwhile, behind him, that battle for third starting to get good. Wager to the inside, Holden going to battle him for that spot.
Yeah, Mike Holden, a former Speedway Chevrolet Pro Late Model champion out here at Super Speedway West, now turning lap in this legend. Going to cede spot to the reigning legend champ, Brady Wager.
Reigning champion of the All-Ply Roofing Legends. All-Ply Roofing has been serving the greater Puget Sound region for over 20 years. They have you covered from Bellingham to Tacoma, North Bend to Bremerton. Call All-Ply Roofing for a free estimate or visit them at allplyroofing.com. Your Puget Sound residential and commercial roofing team.
And we got a car slow, Caleb. It's Antonio Bianchi.
Well, this one has just been a struggle bus for us to get her up and going as Bianchi, and I hate that, slows to bring out the caution, then fires right back up. And there are places in the world that have rules against that. Say, hey, you do that, just go to the pits and call it the rest of the race. We're going to watch him. Sails her off into Never Never Land in turn number 2.
Just lost power.
That's weird. Downshift a couple of times. Yellow comes out, still running. All right, well, while Bianchi figures it out, we'll take a commercial break. We'll be back with more All-Ply Legends, Roofing Legends next on Hometrack Heroes. Welcome back to Hometrack Heroes here on Seattle 11, live on a Sunday night. Happy to have you in with us. I'm Caleb Hart. He is Ben Iman. Thanks for choosing us to entertain you. We have got our Mark Galloway 150-lap shootout featuring the Cars Tour coming up in just a little bit. First, we got an All-Ply Roofing Legends main to finish.
That's right. We got some of the best in Pro Late Model racing, but we're going to get through the All-Ply Roofing Legends, and then we'll get to those guys. So, Andrew Reel, and this is on the front here with, it looks like Chris Balenka coming out of the restart. Balenka Holmes 42 entry up into second, and then Damian Harris third. Here comes Danny Arnold on the outside. Haven't said his name much today, up into fourth. Braden Wager running fifth. We'll go on board with Dylan Wolf in the Brandy Hood Promotions onboard shop.
Good to see Dylan back with us here at Evergreen Speedway, one of your most underrated drivers in the Northwest here in the Legends. Mired a little bit further back in the pack, deep in the line, as left-hand side of your screen, the split screen. Look at Wager trying to make his way forward in that field and crack his way into the top 5. It's a tough top 3 right now.
This is a really fast group of cars. And look, here comes Samantha Schwartz. So clearly these 11 cars having some real good long-run speed. Caleb Keck trying to get up there involved too.
Caleb Keck spelled the right way with a K. Just saying. Big thank you goes out to Central Welding Supply. Central Welding Supply's family-owned service hasn't changed since 1975, a proud sponsor of Evergreen Speedway for over 25 years. Central Welding Supply's outstanding customer service is the industry leader. They do gases, welding, safety supplies for the industry and for life. That is Central Welding Supply.
We're single file now. Drivers just kind of trying to look to gain some ground as they can. Chad Sinner's made a good recovery drive, knocking on the door of the outside of the top 10 right now after a tough break for him being involved in an incident earlier.
First 3-4 years of this division, nobody else grabbed a track championship other than Chad Sinner. That's how much accolades he has here in the All-Ply Roofing Legends. We'll take a look to the inside, see if he can pick up a spot. Andrew Reel on cruise control out in front. Battle in behind him. Wager and Belenka getting after it.
Yeah, Braden Wager just trying to march his way forward. Again, Mike Holden's going to pounce and use that spot too. And Chris Belenka going to lose 2 spots right there and drop to 5th now. As cars around. Dylan Wolf, Kaylee Decker, Caleb. Which one of this one is?
I take no responsibility for this. They got at least 2 laps in before that happened.
Okay, that's the rule of thumb.
2 laps plus. Yeah.
All right.
If it happens instantly, it's on us. All right. But let's get a look. Here is from the in-car on center. And up ahead of them, you're going to get a front row. Oh, yeah. Front row. Look at that one. Nice job by center to avoid it.
Yep, well, we're going to have to rack and stack and try that one again, Caleb.
And here's the thing. They've hit their time limit. So, green, white, checkered, coming here for the All-Play Roofing Legends. They got 2 laps to decide this, and 2 laps only.
So, Andrew Reel, Mike Holden, Damian Harris, your front 3, Chris Belenka on the outside. Then your front 4, then it's Danny Arnold, Braden Wager, Caleb Keck, Samantha Schwartz, your first 4 rows. We're coming back to green, white, checkered.
This could get physical. This could get ugly. See how it plays out. As down into 1 and 2, Andrew Reel. That's exactly what Reel was looking for.
Braden Wager getting into a little bit of that water zone, splashed some water up there and got himself real loose. And Holden high up to the outside. White flag is out. Next flag will end at Caleb and Damian Harris to the bottom. Chris Belenka looking to follow through.
Harris looking for the top 3 here, side by side with Holden down the back straightaway for the final time. This one looks academic, and it is. Checkered flag for Andrew Reel. He'll get the win. Top 3 still contested. Harris 2.
Oh.
Belenka at the line 3.
Wow. What a solid finish there.
All right. Trackside we go. The highly excitable Tim Huddleston coming up with our top 3.
Andrew, here we are. We're on Flow. We're on Evergreen TV. What do you think about picking up the Galloway win, dude? The trophy's huge. The check is huge. You're huge tonight, dude.
Yeah. We got second here last year. Just super grateful for everybody that helped out. Kenny Armstrong, Ricky Arnold, my dad, all my family. They just help out a lot with this stuff, and it wouldn't be possible without them.
Well, let me tell you, it takes a village. It takes everybody. You got a big one. That thing was so fast from the jump. Nobody contested you. Did you know you had that good of a car all weekend?
I just, my car was really good at just going straight, and so I just thought if I could just keep the pace slow and then just get a good jump, it was perfect. So yeah, the car was good all weekend. Yeah, I'm just really proud of this.
Ladies and gentlemen, come on now, make some noise in the house! Andrew Reel getting it done, man. There we are live on Flow, ladies and gentlemen. You guys are national, you're global, you're all over the world, man. Doesn't get any better than that. Congratulations. Go down there, we got pictures. It's like a wedding. We got to change hats, like it's cool. All right, come on up. Where's our second place? Oh, dude, man, P2. Man, congratulations, dude. What do you think, man? That was pretty electric, right? This thing was, I know he was fast. You were holding off some hard charging third place guys. Congratulations.
It was a pretty good race, lots of tough competition. I didn't think the race was going to end so early. I was pretty worried. I'm just glad it got shortened a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, 10-4. Did you think you had something if we kept going, or you were happy it ended?
I probably could have got like a top 5, but I don't know if I could have held on for a little bit longer.
Well, sometimes that's a good thing, right? So, who do you want to thank? It takes a village to make this deal happen. Tell me about yours.
Flowmaster Gutters, Windermere Real Estate, HarrisTeam.com, Ricky Arnold, and Lena and Frank Coleman.
Well, I'm telling you, it takes a village. Come on now, make some noise, this young man. Congratulations, man. Dude, this is so electric with all of you fans. Evergreen, come on now, make some noise in the house. Oh, it's electric. Come on up here. Come on. Oh, dude, you brought a VIP. Forget about you, dude. Congratulations. What's your name?
Riley.
Riley? Did your dad win the race?
Yes.
That's pretty cool, man. You got to tell all your friends about it. So, congratulations, man. Unbelievable. Big time top 3 finish here. Mr. Belenka, what do you think?
Yeah, it was a crazy race, man. To be honest with you, I had no idea the race was over right there.
Yeah.
I thought we were still going. I was hanging on for dear life. We kind of messed up on the tire pressure there. Felt like I had a right rear flat, but we were able to pull off a third, so I'll take it.
Hey, dude, I'm telling you, you get a top 3 finish in a stacked field like this, the guys from the south, the guys from the north coming up, culture clash, bringing it together here at the Evergreen Speedway. P3, big trophy in the Galloway. It's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, I'll take it, man. Big races like this bring fast guys, and so we'll take a top 3 any day.
All right, dude, here you are with your dad. It doesn't get any better than that. All right, congratulations. Come on now, make some noise. Mr. Blanca, P3 tonight in the house, man. Congrats, dude.
Well, we are here. We have been circling this one on the calendar since the dates first came out. It's time for the Mark Galloway 150 Cars Tour West Shootout here at Evergreen Speedway. The 5.8's making its first appearance of the year, Ben.
This is the biggest oval on the West Coast. This is probably the fastest track out here, and some of these drivers are going to allow these race cars to get up and real stretch their legs and use all their horsepower. And we're starting 34 of them tonight. Biggest field. It is a combination of drivers from the Northwest and the Southwest, and let's walk you through the field. Up front tonight and on the pole is the driver from East Wenatchee, Washington. The Ackerman Construction number 19 is Thomas Stanford. He set a track record with that qualifying time. He'll start next to Buddy Shepard in the 22, the Hall Ambulance Machine, the driver out of Bakersfield, California. Row number 3 sees the Pacific Lighting Systems number 3G of Wyatt Gardner out of Lake Stevens, starting next to the young phenom, only 13 years old, and the Hunt Brothers Pizza number 62. It's Keelan Harvick out of Charlotte, North Carolina.
Of note, pole sitter Stanford gets lane choice. That's why you see him on the outside. Third row inside, Kevin Harvick, the NASCAR Hall of Famer from Bakersfield, California, sponsored by Busch Light in the 29K. Chase Gardner from Snohomish, the 32, sponsored by Quality Towing. Fourth row inside, Jared Giannini from Las Vegas, Nevada, GMS Race Cars in the 23 car. And Naima Lang, the 00 out of Linwood, sponsored by J&R Truck Rentals.
You just saw him win the Legend Main, but Andrew Reel starts here in the 69 out of Corbett, Oregon, the Sharp Transportation entry. He'll start next to the reigning winner of this event, Caleb, the Hayden Plybon entry, the number 55 out of Spokane in the Cascade Roofing car. Nash Youngren hails from Fallbrook, California in the 24 wide and night, the Youngren Construction Machine. He'll start next to the Friends of Jacqueline number 9, Ethan Ebert out of Tucson, Arizona.
Seventh row inside from Snohomish, the Central Welding Supply 78 of Haley Constance. To her outside, Zach Reel, Corbett, Oregon, sponsored by Sharp Transportation in the 7R. Eighth row, Ryan Phipps from Hayburn, Idaho. It's 5P, sponsored by Western Mountain Inc. Dylan Capello from Peoria, Arizona. The RBK number 11 starts in the 16th position.
Row number 9 sees the CNC Development number 3C of Logan Cole out of Chehalis. Start next to the PNW Motorsports 5J. That's James Hamlin out of Oregon City, Oregon. The points leader for the Southwest Tour is the 12K of Kyle Keller. He's out of Las Vegas, Nevada in the Wilson Motorsports entry. Starting next to the Cagnite Marketing Agency number 33, Kyle Lang out of Snohomish.
11th row inside, 7S Robbie Sawyer, Bakersfield, California, sponsored by MMI. Donnie Wanted, the 17 from Orem Beach, Florida, next to him, sponsored by Court Games. Row behind them, Brandon Langlois from Kamloops, BC, Kamloops Ford Lincoln in the 24 car, at the 3K of Ken Bonney, sponsored by Bonnie's TYM Tractors out of Hermiston, Oregon.
The McClintock and Turk Mechanical Contractors number 63 out of Rathdrum, Idaho is Rowdy Rapinski, starting next to the Fire and Flood Emergency Services number 54, Jaden Reyna out of Charlotte, North Carolina. The Kendall Auto Group 45 is Nick Beecher out of Marysville, starting next to the Filter Time number 8, Young Bristol Borneman from Ramona, California.
15th row on the inside, the 12C of Chad Fitzpatrick from Lake Stevens, sponsored by Trademark RCS. To his outside, Greg Bennett's 98 from Seattle Bennett Design and Construction. Row behind them, the 05 Maddox Moran from Benton City, sponsored by Discover Elks. And it is the Duval, Washington driver Dempsey Graham, the His Hands Landscape and Construction 06 next to Moran.
Your final row is the Myers Metals LLC number 94 of Brandon Brock out of Stanwood, and the McMullen Construction number 29M of Mark Hubbard out of Kenmore. Caleb, we've been waiting for it. We've been wanting it. 34 of the best in the Northwest, in the West Coast are set to go. We're coming off turn 4. We're going to run to the restart zone, and we are green for the Mark Galloway Shootout.
NASCAR Hall of Famers, young studs, evergreen staples, and more. The green is out here in this one. Buddy Shepard will lead him out of the second corner. Stanford hauling the mail in the outside groove, trying to stick with him here on lap number 1.
Something that has been talked about a lot coming into the day. They've had a whole day of practice yesterday. They've had a whole day of practice today. Is tire conservation and track position. These drivers want to get to the front early. They don't want to get caught running with the squirrels, and they don't really want to have to spend more tire to work through traffic. The 5/8 oval, Caleb, is old and it is rough. There are parts of this racetrack that haven't been paved since the original asphalt went down in the 60s. It is going to eat up tires, and 2 of these tires have to go the distance. They have to go all 150 laps.
This is a 6-tire race, so rather than coming in at the break, and there will be a break halfway-ish. That's going to depend on the race situation. So it's not necessarily going to be right at 75, although we'll start looking for it around there. You get 2 new tires. That means these guys are going to swap out the right sides. The left sides are going to go the distance, and that means they cannot go full bore the whole way. Stanford leads early. That is Keelan Harvick, who's worked his way into second past Shepard, and up and in and fighting for position early here. The 3-car of Wyatt Gardner trying to fight.
Wyatt Gardner, obviously we know the 2024 track champion here at the Super Speedway of the West, and last year's Hoosier Tire Tri-State Challenge Series champion. Won that one over young Andrew Reel last year, and so has carried a lot of championships, a lot of wins, but is still looking for this one. Has not claimed a Mark Galloway shootout yet, and going to have to battle some of the best now if he wants it. Keelan Harvick still having to defend. Buddy Shepard trying the outside.
Shepard trying to keep second. We're in cockpit now with Haley Constance. Constance, if you want to look at a driver, she is our most winning driver at Evergreen Speedway here in the late models. If you want to know a driver who is really good about saving to the end, keep your eye on Constance. That is something that her and her dad, Joe, car owner, car builder, and spotter, are known for in these Pacific Northwest races. So watch for the 78. You might not see it moving big early, but later on in this contest, who knows?
Yeah, the 78's, I'm sure, going to be there to the end. Now, this 5/8 track has caused her issues in the past, Caleb. So there's also a bit of a trying to conquer a track that has troubled her as well thrown into that mix. Talk about, Joe and the Constance family, and now building these chassis, building these race cars with Joe's racing products, and her being the flagship driver for a lot of that, carrying a lot of the torch tonight. We're on board Thomas Stanford as Buddy Shepard got around Keelan Harvick in that lap, and now is making a bid for the lead down the inside.
We saw this on the opening lap. Shepard down on the inside. He wants to lead this race. He wants to set the pace, and he will out of turn number 2. So Thomas Stanford, the East Wenatchee, Washington driver, as we look in cockpit with him, will now settle into second. We'll see how long he wants to ride there for the time being, as Shepard put some distance between them already.
Yeah, and Thomas Stanford's not afraid to lay back a little bit, save some tire, and go to battle later in the race.
Break time coming, 143 laps to go, so settle in, crack a bush light, and stick with us. We're coming back for more here on Hometrack Heroes on Seattle 11. Welcome back to Hometrack Heroes here on Seattle 11. Caleb Hart, Ben Iman in the booth with you. Hopefully you guys get an opportunity to join us out here at Evergreen Speedway, because right now we are in the midst of a darn good Mark Galloway 150 lap shootout. Just 25 laps into it, but the action up front has been really solid. Keelan Harvick pressuring Thomas Stanford, and his dad is on the move, Ben.
Yeah, Kevin Harvick has picked up a couple of spots already, past Wyatt Gardner, past Chase Gardner, no relation between the two of them, and around Nate Malang, I believe, as well. He had to manage up into the top 5. He's running 4th right now, Kevin Harvick is, and his young son, Keelan Harvick's going to the inside of Thomas Stanford. So Stanford, who's nicknamed around here the 5/8 Ace. This is his track. He loves it. Going to see the position here. Maybe it's this strategy. This is where we're going. Is if you're new to short track racing, or if you're new to you've seen maybe a little NASCAR, drivers and this kind of thing like Thomas Stanford might be okay. Just let Keelan roll down right now. You know a break's coming. You are pretty sure there'll be some more cautions coming on, and you're okay just rolling around right now.
Yeah, only 27 laps into this, so we're still a ways from break time. But at the same time, you want to be better later. You only got to lead 1 lap, and it's the very last one. So Stanford drifting back to 3rd right now. No big deal, right?
No big deal. I would, people running, like, I'm looking in this tire. We got Giannini, Lang, Plybon, Ebert, both Gardners. I'm not worried about any of these cars.
No.
It's way too early to say someone doesn't have the speed to bring this home.
Yeah, the place where you start worrying is when you're about to get lapped, and especially right before the break, because you want to be on the lead lap on the opposite side of the break when you get fresh tires and have your best chance to move forward. So right now, these guys not in danger zone. Good battle going on. We're in cockpit with Chase Gardner looking next to his namesake Wyatt Gardner.
Contact.
3 wide down the back straightaway. Gardner gets squeezed, Wyatt version, and loses a couple of spots.
Yeah, Nemo Lang trying to hold that bottom, was 3 wide, made a Gardner all top sandwich. No bottom part of the sandwich.
Gardner Stacker.
Gardner Stacker, thank you. That's what it was before. We'll swap the onboard over to Hayden Plybon, who's going underneath Ethan Ebert. Hayden Plybon, the 2-time winner of this race and 2-time defending champ of this race, would become the first driver to A, win a third one, and B, win 3 straight if he wins tonight. Ethan Ebert, the driver in front of him, has been a real talk of the town here in the Northwest. He is your points leader for the Cars Tour West, has burst onto the scene. Less than 20 late model starts for him. He's run trophy trucks down Arizona, run things like the Baja 1000. Before this, he walks around the pits in jorts, and he comes out here, puts strong qualifying runs in. He was a little bit further back in this field tonight. Put lap 1, caught that little dip in the water in the tire, really had scrubbed the lap completely away, really put himself behind the 8 ball in qualifying, but really looking to make a statement tonight.
Speaking of down into the water, we got one down in there big time. That is the 5P of Ryan Phipps, and problems through the corner in there with him. Multiple cars involved in that accident. You've got the 63, that is Rowdy Rapinski, and also the 3 car up in that one.
Logan Cole.
So 3 cars. First big one of this one, and let's get a look at the replay. Here's from the back bumper of Haley Constance going into the corner. You can see the initial contact.
Contact with Zach Reel.
And there we go.
Around and
settles and smack.
Nowhere to go. That's a tough break for Rowdy Rapinski and the Rapinski crew. First time making the trek over for this big time run of the 5/8. That was a brand new race car built up from the ground up, and well, that's one way to christen it.
And it's going to need some new body panels after this one, so best of luck in getting that thing all fixed up. On to the next race for them, and we'll go 2x2 for a restart here. 31 laps into the Mark Galloway 150.
Also, Buddy Shepard is your leader, choosing the top groove. Caleb, a little interested because we talk all about how the bottom groove is the preferred groove around the 3/8 oval, and typically you'll see the leader choose the bottom. Not the case so far tonight. Stanford took the top, Buddy Shepard took the top. I'm wondering of how the weather and the tire is all played in, if that made that top groove viable.
It's not unheard of to restart on the top. We have seen that a few times here on the 5/8. Question is, how does it work out this time? And right now, advantage Keelan Harvick coming out of the second corner.
Yeah, Keelan Harvick's going to jump to the lead, our third leader of the night, and Buddy Shepard going to try to fight back as Harvick drifted up the track, maybe trying to arc his corner and get a lot of, huge run off the corner. Got real wobbly, but still enough. It's, problems. Mark Hubbard.
Hubbard up and into the wall. As we will go under caution flag conditions again. You know, cautions breed cautions. It's unfortunate in this deal.
Right underneath the camera.
Good shot. We go up top. The Elevate Racing Media drone shows it what it looks like from way up top. We'll take a break and come back to the booth here and give the drivers a second to breathe, recollect themselves, and get ready to go 2x2 once again here with lots and lots of laps to go.
Yeah, we're still really early in this thing, and already have a couple cautions come up in the first, 31 laps in.
Yep.
Not a great thing for the tone we're setting a little bit.
It does let them cool the tires down a little bit. At the same time, they're still out there and rolling around. These caution laps don't count. So they still have to race 119 laps to go. As we'll try it again, and once again, from the high groove starts Shepard. Green flag out.
Buddy Shepard's going to try his hand on the outside, see if he can make that one stick. And you said it, Caleb. Cautions breed cautions. Car around. That's Kyle Keller.
12K. Spins out. Picks it back up. And one more time.
Kyle Keller, driver who's made a start on this 5/8 oval, but it was a couple years ago in the ARCA Menard Series car. We're talking to him a little bit of the interest.
Yeah, he's going to be mid-pack or so here on this restart. We'll watch as they get into the corner.
We're 3 wide.
Yeah, that's never a good idea.
That's Robbie Sawyer into Kyle Lang. And nowhere for those drivers to go.
Neither Lang nor Keller got the good end of that on something that, not their fault. in a whole lot of ways.
I got to shout out Nick Beecher on that one.
Yeah,
Big time evasive maneuver, got out of the way.
He was up into his own groove trying to figure out how to way to get around, and he did.
Yeah,
So,
good job, Nick.
well done, Nick. All right, try it again. Stack them back up, 2 by 2, and again, up top goes Shepard. I wonder if he's content backing off and letting Harvick take this lead and following for a little bit.
Yeah, this is so. If we flash back to last year's Mark Galloway shootout, we saw something similar. Keelan Harvick jumped to the lead about this early, about 30-something, led a ton of laps, got to a late race restart, spun the tires, ceded the position to Hayden Plybon, was never able to get it back. We are squirrely in the back coming to green.
Oh boy, that always makes me nervous getting into that first corner when they're kind of dipping and diving in through the line, but we haven't flashed back to the field yet, so it looks like they all got through 1 and 2.
Woo. Good job, drivers, as Keelan Harvick is going to clear and lead through 3 and 4 as the sun starts to set.
That's going to cool the track off. That means that it'll be a little less abrasive. It's going to wear tire a little less. However, the teams have planned for this. They knew the sun was going to set. We knew we weren't going to rip off 150 laps before that went down. So in their work and what they were thinking about in terms of staggers and pressures coming into this was in the plan. Let's take a second. We have got to thank one of our many fine sponsors here for the Galloway 150, and that is Speedway Chevrolet and RV Center in Monroe, your one-stop transportation and RV center. From new vehicles to pre-owned cars and trucks, Speedway Chevrolet can locate nearly any make and model you're searching for.
The Speedway Chevrolet Pro Late Model Series here at the Super Speedway of the West, which this Mark Galloway Shootout race is a part of, and so drivers will receive a flat point entry for those keeping ahead of the point standings. We're not going to make it a competitive race because, well, that just kind of gets hairy kind of thing at times. So just flat points to run the race. You're in the standings. So I think depending on where they'll finish, we'll put Kevin Harvick like 21st at the end of the year, something like that.
I like that. Let's get him to the banquet. That'll be fun.
That's a great idea, Caleb.
Kevin Harvick is working to the inside of Thomas Stanford. There's Nema Lang, the multiple-time track champion as well, who's right up there in our Speedway Chevrolet Pro Late Model point standings. Nema having a really good run, sneaking up to the back of Harvick, and Harvick might be a little contact between him and Stanford, or at least a little love tap coming into the turn. Thomas sure knows he's there. The spotter saying Carlo, Carlo coming off the corner. And he feels him and sees him in the rearview mirror as well.
Yeah, Nema Lang has had a little bit of struggle out on the 5.8 oval as of recently. Not the same success that he's used to seeing, but I know this 00 team made a big-time swing and change with the car, and problems for the 54. Jaden Reyna. Looks like that car is overheating, Caleb.
Yep, had a little too much. That'll be it for the 54's day, or at least for the time being. Come out, maybe get some token laps in later, but don't want to risk the entirety of the motor. Such as we go for the Brandy Hood Promotions in-car shot. Thomas Stanford has all of Kevin Harvick running him down. It's battle for third right now. We're 37 laps into this. Doing a good job holding them off for now is Stanford, but what are they using up in the race car in this battle?
Yeah, Stanford is doing a good job defending right now. I wonder if he might just kind of maybe step out and be like, okay, I really don't want to battle you this hard right now, Kevin Harvick. These two battled it out for this very position last year at the Mark Galloway Shootout. It was for a place that Stanford got around Harvick, and last year leaving Harvick finishing 4th. And Lang with the modifications to the 00, the team went to the drawing board and completely overhauled this program mid-season. There's a new chassis, a new motor package coming into the Galloway here for him, and showing some early success. And hey, there's Ethan Ebert right now running 6th, the 9-car, picking up spots early.
Talking about Ebert and his jorts down in the pit area. Does that make him late model John Cena?
Ooh, is he? But you can see.
You can.
He is the only and you will see Ethan Ebert.
Yeah, you can see all the talent in the 9-car, especially with Jefferson Racing, as good as that crew is with him and behind him. There's a lot of experience. I know the spotter is a veteran of the sport and seen a lot of laps, and boy, just a good technical team in there as well.
Yeah, and having less than 20 not just less than 20 late model starts, less than 20 asphalt starts. He's already picked up 2 crown jewels in the Northwest and has been competitive in every race he's entered. He's definitely a name you have to watch when he's entered in on a field now. As Kevin Harvick finally was able to pull along Thomas Stanford, but look at the huge run off that top side. The top side is alive. It is viable tonight, Caleb. And what a run for Thomas Stanford, going to try to defend out there on the outside corner.
We were talking on a recent show here, you and I, Ben, about the drivers and where they were lifting coming down the straightaway on the 3/8. Listen to how much further Stanford carries that throttle down the straightaway, specifically the front straightaway here on the 5/8. And it's pretty incredible not only how much more speed they have coming off the corners, but how much further they're willing to drive into the corners here at Evergreen Speedway on the big track.
He's up on the gas here, and this big run as Kevin Harvick does finally get the spot for 4th. Still on it, off the gas. Practically the start-finish line is where it felt like he was getting off the gas.
And that might have been early for where he had been, because I swear he had been carrying that throttle, and that might be so he could pull into line behind Nana, right?
Yeah.
Don't carry the outside. Okay, I want to tuck in, lift a little earlier, get down racetrack, and make a shorter corner.
So speed seats 3rd to Kevin Harvick, 4th to Nana Lang will just settle in running 5th right now. Thomas Stanford will, and the 5/8 track here at Super Speedway, as we mentioned, it is the largest oval on the West Coast for asphalt, Caleb. Ever since they tore up Fontana down there in California a few years ago, and we can all cry because it's never coming back probably. But you know, it left us the Super Speedway of the West. It's not just a nickname we make up or say for fun. It is we gained the title because of it, and it wasn't us that coined it either, too. So that also helps when someone else gives you your nickname.
45 laps in, 105 to go. A couple of different battles we're watching. That is Ebert back at the 9th, still running about 6 places. We got one slowing up and around the outside of the racetrack, and we're going to get a caution flag for the 5 car. 5J, is that James Hamlin?
That is.
All right, Hamlin slowing over by turn number 4, yellow flag out, yellow lights on. Let's see what happened.
Looking here, Hamlin.
Oh, big sparkage and into the wall.
Yeah, tough break there, and that's not, I'm sure, how this driver wanted to return to the Northwest. Hamlin spent some time over at the quarter midget track helping drivers out. The young junior late model driver down at Madera had Derek Thorne up on the box, and not probably how he wanted his Evergreen Speedway debut to go.
Not so much. However, that's auto racing for you sometimes. Sometimes you're the windshield, sometimes you're the bug. Unfortunately, he was the bug on the windshield at this Galloway, but we hope there's more Galloways in his future.
I sure hope so.
2x2 we go, 45 laps in, 105 to go behind the Speedway Chevrolet Pace vehicle, complete with Don Fairley's sunflower seed leftovers in it.
Oh.
Come out of the corner, Shepherd high. Harvick as your race leader got lane choice, and Harvick chose to come off low. It is a very slow to the line restart. Harvick will have the advantage, and he's bringing Dad with him.
And look at Ethan Ebert fired off. He's already up to 4th. And the drivers in this, when we go green, they do get to choose which lane they want to pick. We kind of just skip over it here when we come back to the booth because it's really nothing special. But yeah, except for the leader. It's important to watch where the leader goes.
So Harvick leads. Kevin Harvick, that is the NASCAR Hall of Famer, had second. He's going to tuck in behind Shepherd. Shepherd will get away for a second. We got to take a break. More coming up from the Galloway when we return here on Hometrack Heroes on Seattle 11. Hometrack Heroes continues here on Seattle 11. We are 57 laps into the Mark Galloway 150 lap shootout. Brought to you by Roadrunner Express Wash. Big thank you to them. I'm Caleb Hardy, is Ben Iman. Ben, over a third of the way into this race now. The early part's done. The jitters are gone. You kind of know what you have, at least right now. We're about 18 laps or so from the break window opening. We don't know when it's going to actually hit, but from about that opening when we're going to look to it. And your top 3 has been pretty consistent for a bit. Keelan Harvick's your leader. Buddy Shepherd is second. Kevin Harvick sits 3rd.
Yeah, pretty consistent. We've just kind of settled in right now. Wow.
Timing
car on the wall.
bad.
Thomas Stanford. That is a big-time contender out early.
Ripping off the right-hand side of his race car. Stanford, who led the, I don't know, first 20 laps or so of this main event, 25.
Yeah.
And he is going to be into the pit area at done. Stanford, and it looks like Plybon coming into the corner.
Oh, it's a reverse Idaho 200, Caleb. These two tangoed last year, and Stanford, yeah, just kind of came across the nose of Plybon. I don't know if he knew that Plybon wasn't there or what happened, but Thomas Stanford, an early exit for a driver who could have brought this one home.
Boom. Yeah, in-car definitely shows a lot of the damage that happened there.
It's just such a rough wreck, too.
Ripping the hood off, ripping the right side fender and door. This is going to show you something. So from speed cam and thump.
And all the way down the rest.
Wow, so Thomas Stanford out.
Wow.
That is going to change the composition of the front of this field. You know, Stanford had backed off. He had lost some spots, but again, it's not where you are coming into the first break. It's the kind of progress you can make coming out of the second one. And now Stanford will make no progress in the second half of this race. He is done.
Yeah, Thomas, not happy about that one. You can tell how quickly the window net came down on that one. And that's tough. You know, Stanford, it's the family team. He sets the race car up. He builds the race car. He fixes the race car. So that's a tough break.
We have not seen the 19 car tore up a lot here at Evergreen Speedway.
No.
He tends to be able to keep that car clean. You can't, to finish first, you have to finish. He's been pretty darn good at that. Unfortunately tonight, not his night.
Well, hey, look, we were talking about earlier, Ethan Ebert up into the top 5 right now, running fourth, and Jaron Giannini, the GMS entry driver, GMS race cars, getting into the late model business. Know them from previous truck series racing and problems for the 00. Nema Lang is slow on the top of the track.
Oh, rough for Nema as he was having a really good night up until that point. We'll see if he can get off speedway and we can stay green as we're just about 60 laps into this, and yes, Lang into the pit area before the halfway point.
Yeah, he's going to take the pit exit there, but I don't think anyone's going to be upset that he just got himself off the racetrack and his pit stall right over there. Another 5/8 race going to end up short for Nema Lang. Just can't quite seem to shake it.
Well, at some point in time, that luck will have to turn around, and will be for the rest of the field when it does for Nema Lang on the 5/8. We know how good a program he has got. Tough for Nema, but we focus back again to the front of the field, 60 laps into this. Kevin Harvick still bird-dogging Buddy Shepard for the second spot.
You talk about a driver who's looking for luck to turn around. That's Buddy Shepard. It just seems every race he's been in as of late, whether it was down in California, his swing through the Southwest, or, you know, all the way back to the Snowball Derby back in December to, you know, last year's Mark Galloway Shootout, Summer Showdown. Just can't seem to catch a break, so I'm sure right now he doesn't want second. He wants first, I'm sure, and he is that win-at-all-costs mentality, but I'm sure he's at least happy that he's running up right now this far and still in a very competitive car.
Kevin Harvick is making that move for second now. They're door panel to door panel through the apex of the corner. Shepard launches down the back straightaway, but here through 3 and 4, it's Harvick actually nosing ahead, and he will beat him to the line down the front stretch. New second-place driver is the elder Harvick, Kevin Harvick.
We got the Brandy Hood Promotions on board here with Kevin Harvick. Just such a clean race car in there, provided by Rackley War, and just, you know, again, I love, you look at this, look how violent this racetrack is. It is something, you know, the 5/8 course here at Super Speedway West is an old mean hag. She is mean and anywhere around the corner.
And at the same time, that gives you character. If you're going to tame it, you have got to be really, really good that night. Reminds me, too, to invite you out to see it in person. We're going back to the 5/8 for the Summer Showdown coming up in August. Tickets available, and you can check that all out online at evergreenspeedway.com.
Pass here, Haley Constant's going to cede 9th position to Dylan Capello. Dylan Capello, the driver from Peoria, Arizona, spending most of his time in North Carolina right now. Crew chiefing atop of the box is the number 34 truck in the Truck Series, Lane Riggs, Front Row Motorsport.
Ethan Ebert trying to make a move for third. I don't know if Shepard has said, okay, now's a good time to back it off, cooler down, and give myself a little extra race car going into the second half, but he has lost some distance to both of the Harvicks here. Shepard and now Ebert battle for the top 3 between the 22 of Buddy Shepard and the 9 of Ethan Ebert, and Ebert has Giannini right in behind him looking to follow.
Yeah, Giannini is looking to follow through, and look at this big gap further back, and so that's probably about 6th or so place. I think Hayden Plybon, and then a pretty big gap back, and you know, where drivers are just settle in, looking to click laps off right now, and you know, Keelan Harvick looking to avenge last year's mistake and would love to bring this one home. Another statement win so young in his career. Obviously, won the Snowflake 125 down in Pensacola in December, and would love to add another big-time Pro Late Model crown jewel.
67 laps into this, and again, that midway break window opening in about 8 laps. Opening won't necessarily be there, but it starts in about 8 laps here or so. As down to the bottom, Ebert putting some pressure on Buddy Shepard. And again, we mentioned more car management in this one because they're only getting 2 tires at the brake tonight. So 2 new tires at the brake. They've got to make the left sides go the whole way.
Car I'm watching right now is that 55 Caleb. I wonder if he knows the brake's coming up soon. Obviously, these drivers all have a spotter in the air talking to them, and he's picked up the pace a little bit. Hayden Plybon has closed the gap here, maybe just trying to pick up a few more spots before we get to that break. Pit road is a freezed field. You can't gain or lose position on pit road. You'll come back out where you entered. So there's not really, the pit road game or a race off pit road or anything here.
Everybody gets the same amount of time to work on the cars. They'll come back out in the order that they entered in.
Yep.
So as Giannini actually made a move there, Giannini was looking at the bottom of Ebert going into turn 3. Ebert turns him away. Cars together coming off the corner.
And keep it off the wall. Everyone does. And
well, almost all missed it.
And Dempsey Graham,
almost.
Nash Youngren.
Well, that stinks.
That is a tough one for the leader and Rookie of the Year point for Evergreen Speedway, Dempsey Graham, and Nash Youngren up on the 5/8 out in the Sanchez Motorsports entry here.
And that rolling backwards up the track can do a lot of damage, a lot more than what you think it's going, especially within drivetrain and engine, as you never want the car to reverse when you've got it in drive.
Yeah, just made contact with Nick Beecher there. Brandon Langlois makes a little bit of contact there, and then Dempsey Graham just didn't see him, nowhere to go for the 0-6.
Interesting timing on this, Ben. 70 in, 80 to go. It's too early to take the brakes. They're going to have to restart and get back going. The question is now, where does that sequence the brake here in this run? In fact, not quite to 80 to go. 81 still showing.
So this is
69. Yeah, 69 in, 81 to go.
I wonder if we push the brake a little later. Maybe push it more towards that 100 mark.
A 5-lap, 6-lap run, and then a break seems, I don't know. I think you're right. I think that might push that a little bit.
Let's find out. As another good fire off of Keelan Harvick diving into turn 1 and 2, and Ethan Ebert's looking to clear Buddy Shepard down low, and he does. Ethan Ebert up into 3rd. Good run for Mr. Ebert, the Northwest Points late model, the Cars Tour Northwest Pro late model points leader.
It's a mouthful. You ended up getting it out. What matters, the 9 car to the 3 spot here as they work their way in around Evergreen Speedway. You can see the scope of the 5/8 here from the Elevate Racing Media drone shot as we're now 70 in.
I love seeing the video board in the drone shots.
It's very cool.
If you haven't come out live and seen the brand new video board installed, it is a doozy.
It does a lot.
It's great. It displays how much money Racy Raccoon owes me.
That's wonderful.
Maybe one day. Giannini to the bottom of the racetrack, trying to get around Buddy Shepard here, and side-by-side Shepard falling off a little bit here late in the run. Did he use up too much early? We're getting to the break, and now he's starting to drop off. He has spent a lot of time, Caleb, on the outside groove, meaning more car, more tire, and he's paying the price as we're getting close to the break.
Yeah, the right sides might be screaming at him a little bit and screaming at him to, hey, take this easy for the next X many laps, run hard, but please don't lose that many more spots. As Shepard trying to keep an up front spot, at least here for the restart. Holding 4th for now, but Giannini all over. Looking to the inside, coming off of corner number 4, and they are door panel to door panel, at least for the blink of an eye. Down the front straightaway they go, and into turn number 1. Still holding it is Shepard.
Yeah, Giannini, this is where Shepard is getting these huge runs off the top of the racetrack. And finally, Giannini's just going to fall in line and not push it any further. And that's Dylan Capello coming forward. So Capello has gotten around, or is that Plybon? Excuse me. That might be Hayden Plybon.
I was going to say, we had Capello all the way back in about, 10th, 11th there a little while ago. So Capello might be turning it up and starting to make his way forward.
Dylan Capello took a lot of work. Whoa, Buddy Shepard almost lost the rear end. Yep. That car's fighting them hard. Those tires are fading fast.
They are screaming at him as we take a look at the run up front. And, something that these periodic cautions have done, it has kept our leaders out of traffic right now. A lot of cars still on the lead lap, Ben, as we are now halfway through this race. 75 in, 75 to go here at the Galloway.
Knock, knock, knock. Anybody home? Kevin Harvick is getting right to the rear of his son, Keelan. And these two are not going to take it easy. They've tangoed before. They may or may not have made contact with each other before. Kevin has potentially moved his son for a race win before. So Kevin Harvick to the bottom of the racetrack. Look at how much that 29 is bottoming out in the corners.
I wonder if Keelan's old enough to get the reference if Kevin said, hey, Kevin comes up to him and goes, hey, I'm Walter White. I am the one who knocks. Coming through the corner right now. And boy, Keelan got really wide into 1 and 2. I don't know if Kevin wasn't ready to pass him or just wants him to set the pace here. But either way, Kevin still sits in position 2 to his kid Keelan. We'll take an opportunity to thank Tire Pros, the official tire dealer of Evergreen Speedway. Tire Pros, your one-stop tire retailer where honesty is the best policy. They have a hassle-free guarantee. Tire Pros, all the national brands and a nationwide warranty to get your tires. Go to TirePros.com.
Looks like we might finally start to get some lap traffic here. It's Giannini. You see screaming the car down low, trying to get around Buddy Shepard. This is the battle right now for 4th and 5th. And let's say it looks like Bristol Borneman might be the first driver up to go a lap down. The young driver from Ramona, California, making her debut here at the Super Speedway of the West.
I'll say this, there is a very slight difference between running 4th and 5th coming in here. Break, it's a whole row, right? So 4th might be a really important position for Giannini, and you see how hard Shepard, even with the loose race car, has been fighting to try to keep that as we're now approaching 80 laps in and 70 to go, and Shepard just is not willing to do it. He's being Rick Astley out there. He's never going to give it up.
And look out behind you. It is Dylan Capello closing in 6th, trying to gain a few more spots. Not only is it a whole other road, Caleb, it's a whole other chance. You'll pick where you're starting before another car, and that could be huge here. Does Giannini finally have the bid? No, the bottom out. And look at the late run that top groove have. I have not seen the top groove as competitive as it has been tonight in a while, Caleb.
It's been a really good race considering that there have been 2 grooves for these drivers to work in. Shepard is doing a fantastic job of rallying back. You can see he's timing the corner. He's letting off a lot going in, and he is waiting till the apex to pick it back up and then zoom like he hits the nitrous on the back straightaway.
That is just skill out of Buddy Shepard to hang on to 4th right now. Keelan Harvick still leading. Kevin has just kind of settled in, dropped off a little bit behind him. Borneman does go down the lap here. Looked like some damage on the nose of the 8 car, so possibly pick something up somewhere. So keep an eye on that as we head into the break here, but still on race course.
Side by side, this battle for 4th is what we've been watching for a number of laps now. To the inside, it is Giannini in the 23, and we got one in the wall hard.
That was a huge hit, Caleb. It's Hayden Plybon.
Plybon, who was back in the 7th position at the time.
Oh, my.
Flame on.
Johnny Storm.
We will get our safety crews out to Plybon as that car
He's out of the race
looks
car.
mangled. And good job, Hayden. Don't bother hitting the fire extinguisher or trying to get it out. You see flame, just get out. Unbuckle and go, as that'll end the 55's run, and his chance for another Galloway goes kaput.
Oh, yeah. Just shot up racetrack here. Let's take a look. You can see sparking there. And
wow.
That is a hard hit at some real speed, Caleb.
Somebody get the Excedrin ready for Hayden Plybon. So,
yeah.
With that being said, we understand it's break time here. So we're going to watch the drivers. They should be rolling into the pit area right now, as we're going to do this 82 laps into the race. So 82 in, 68 to go here on Hometrack Heroes here for the Galloway. And into the pit area they go, where adjustments begin. 2 new right side tires. Nobody in their right mind is putting left, so he's going to put their 2 tires in the left. They're all going down on the right, and adjustments begin with this as well.
Yeah, so a couple of rule notes here that I want to point out for the break here with the cars tour, the hot pit area. They'll all go to the middle. They'll have 10 minutes. Only a set number of crew members may work on the race car at one time.
Okay, so they have a not necessarily limited, because there's enough crew members to get out and do what they need to do, but you can't bring 50 people to go work on it. Adjust it, put the new tires on, fill it back up with fuel, get your driver a break, pop them back in, and let's go.
And some drivers use this opportunity to hop out of the race car, go to the bathroom.
Smart.
Don't blame them.
All right, behind the Speedway Chevrolet pace car, and they will go 2x2 coming off it. Shepard did manage to stay within those first couple of rows after that all settled.
Okay, look at the rear of the field. Dylan Capello dropped to the rear.
I wonder why.
Too many crew on the race car. I'm getting more from race control. So I'm glad I brought it up because it's come into play.
Well, good timing there. So Capello penalized. He's going to have to rally back forward. And again, 68 to go. Who saved something? Who has got the most race car left as we come to the very end? And Keelan Harvick shot out of a cannon, looking really good here in the first couple of laps.
That's a tough break for Capello because it's going to be a long march back to where he was. He's going to have to burn a lot of tire just to get right back up here. So,
especially with so much of the field left and on the lead lap.
Yep. So,
how about this? Haley Constance, P5 after starting 12 tonight.
That's a big mover right there, up 7 spots and getting into the tango here. And Buddy Shepard really holding the bottom on Kevin Harvick, but not able to clear the 29 because, again, the speed these drivers are getting off the exit, off the top of the track. Ethan Ebert now bunched up for Giannini. Andrew Reel, driver we haven't talked a lot about here in this Pro Late Model feature, right behind Giannini.
I apologize. She actually started 13th, so we benefit from one more spot there on that one. And again, we talked about that early. The 78 car gets strong late, so we'll watch and see what she can do as we watch Ebert trying to work his way back into the top 3.
Yeah, Ethan Ebert, I'm sure, would love to get up on the podium tonight and prove that he could take it to the big tracks as well. As we'll go on board with the Z70 and Haley Constance looking up the rear at Gerard Giannini. And look at, we talk about often, Caleb, the aerodynamics of these race cars and how low to the ground you want to get that front bumper. You almost want it scraping, bouncing through the corners. Look at the Giannini car. Look at this, the tiny, tiny gap between that front bumper and the rear.
That's a good seal on the Giannini car, and you're going to hear a lot of chatter coming up in the next couple of months, within the next year, about bodies and how important bodies are for the entire aero and handling of the car. Don't be surprised if that doesn't become a massive topic of conversation here in late model racing as body technology continues to evolve.
Yeah, I mean, Tony Erie Jr. helping out on this GMS race car here this weekend, so you know, you got big time names helping crew these drivers as well. So it's not just some of the biggest names driving. Sometimes you don't always realize the people working behind the scenes oftentimes carry a lot of weight when they're in the box.
Well, there's a big payday here at the end of this rainbow.
Yep.
15,000 American dollars to the top spot.
That's right, or 13 if Brandon Langlau somehow comes up with wins as well.
There you go. Also, a very healthy to start money as well out there for this field.
Yep, that's right. It was $2,000 to start for the field tonight.
To take one lap, $2,000 richer.
And every race car started except for one. Yeah, tough break. Broken practice.
Harvick, and Shepard, 1, 2, and 3, as you're watching Harvick, Shepard, and Ebert down the back straightaway. Keelan Harvick just barely in your picture as the race leader coming into 60 laps to go. As Kevin Harvick, Buddy Shepard, Ethan Ebert, and then a little ways back to the car who we are looking at the camera off the inside of the rear bumper cover. Haley Constance on the right-hand side of your screen.
The driver's just kind of settling in, stringing out. Keelan is really kind of opening himself up a nice gap. But with how this race has gone, it's been quite choppy for a 5/8 race, I would say. I don't know that I would necessarily bolt on up there. Now, granted, Keelan Harvick is a better race car driver than I am, so maybe I should doubt him.
He has one more races. Give him that much.
That kid has more talent in his elbow for race car driving than I probably have in my whole body.
We haven't put you in a race car yet. We don't know.
That's true, and this is an undefined variable.
That's right. Shepard still doing good work, and we've seen that car has settled down pretty significantly with new right side tires on it. As he had watched him, he had run that outside dedicatedly for about, I don't know, 70 of the 82 laps we had completed in the early run. Now he is tucked in, hugging the bottom of the speedway here, and looking vastly stronger in this second half run, at least at the beginning of it.
Yeah, and he wasn't starting behind the 8 ball.
No, for sure.
That'll help him. He kind of was right up there to start this one, so we'll see. Shepard just kind of hanging on right now. Kevin Harvick, a decent gap back from Keelan. These top 4 have kind of driven away from our 5th place runner right now, and just as we kind of just settle in, a couple of cars involved in incidents still on the race course. Caleb Hart, Logan Cole, W.T. Graham still turning laps. Good to see those guys making it back out, even though they were dealing with issues from earlier in the night.
Seat time is seat time for those drivers, especially Graham. Very young in his career, the leading Rookie of the Year contender right now for our Speedway Chevrolet Pro Late Model Division. As the laps, they're ticking down. We're getting close to 2/3 of the way through this race, man.
Yeah, you know what? This is the nice green flag run we wanted. There is no comp cautions, by the way, in the second half of this race, so we are going to run them green if they goes green.
And when we come back, we will finish the 150 laps of the Mark Galloway. That is coming up here on Hometrack Heroes on Seattle 11. Final segment of the night, we will finish the Mark Galloway shootout, the 150 lapper here on Hometrack Heroes on Seattle 11. Caleb Hart and Ben Iman shepherding you through this one. Keelan Harvick, Kevin Harvick, Buddy Shepard, 1 through 3 here at Evergreen Speedway.
been the similar names all night long, but you know, you bring a fast race car, you run up front. Dempsey Graham going to go another lap down, and Caleb, I don't know if you kind of saw it there in the shot a little bit, but he currently has like no body panels on the left side of that.
It's a modified, right?
Something like that.
Yeah, Pavement modified.
Yeah, super
cool.
stock figure 8 fans rejoice.
In the car we go. Kevin Harvick chasing his kid. Keelan Harvick in front of him, looking for one of the biggest wins of his young career. And Kevin in position to spoil it for him, depending on how aggressive he wants to get here over these laps, as he's got a lane to the inside through 1 and 2.
Yeah, he's definitely closing the gap here, kind of starting to feel the urgency, and the fresh tires are going to help these drivers, but it's going to help everyone evenly. Everyone's going to have a little bit more as we roll through the second part of the race. So, and we're looking a little further back. Kevin, just the onboard. You can see just kind of riding around still. It is not go time. I would say if I'm in the spotter, 52 to go, I'm telling my driver go time is
15 to 20 laps.
I was gonna say probably about 25.
Okay, yeah.
Go time's probably about
25 lap sprint puts you in a position. Although if you're first, that changes depending on how deep in the field you are.
Yeah, if
right,
you are
like Kevin Harvick, who is 0.2 of a second back at this point in time, you can wait. Right, you got a little bit. If you're third place Shepard, who's lost touch with the top 2 right now, go time comes a lot earlier.
And if you're running 7th, 8th,
now
I would start.
Well, you at least got to start picking it up a little.
Yeah, because you're starting to, as Ethan Ebert's going to dive to the bottom of Buddy Shepard. This is the battle for third. Got a good battle for the lead as Kevin Harvick has closed the gap now. Can Ebert get up onto the podium? I was going to say, if you're Giannini back or Robbie Sawyer 8th, Kyle Keller 9th, you're probably on the gas now.
Big move, Kevin Harvick. Sorry to interrupt you there, Ben, but
take it.
Harvick got up. He had the nose up to the numbers on Keelan, and Keelan going to bring it down here in 3 and 4. We'll see if he changes strategy into 1 and 2. Dad was there ready to take it from the kid.
Well, Keelan Harvick loves fishing, but the only one pulling the line right now is Kevin Harvick, reeling in his son as fast as he can. 49 to go. Ethan Ebert dropping to the bottom of the racetrack. Can he finally clear Buddy Shepard? No, because look at this huge run on the top of the track. I'm loving the 2 lanes, Caleb.
Buddy Shepard still is good in that middle to outside groove. Constance is coming in on that battle as well. Keep your eyes on the 78 as we're about to get 3 cars tangoing for the 3rd spot.
Look at Ethan Ebert, the young driver, taking it to Buddy Shepard. Buddy Shepard, not old in any ride of his own, but has just been around so long that he feels like a veteran, just able to fight back. Anything you can do, I can do better, Buddy is saying, and taking the experience to the youngster.
I think Ebert might finally have him. Shepard's going to get at the line, but Ebert's making some pretty big progress every time around. This time he gets even further into 1 and 2. If he can pinch up, if he can squeeze just a little, Shepard may not get that whole run down the back straightaway.
Nope. Buddy's going to get it. The run still opens. Ebert not able to do. And while this battle is happening, look who's crept up into the picture. Here comes Haley Constance starting to get in the same picture frame. Loving these 2 racing side by side. Going allows her to gain time each time by. And Ethan Ebert, there it is.
Yes. Haley continues to push, and we see that again. They save. They're so good at having good car at the end that the 78 is making her move right now. We'll take some time. We got to say a big thank you to Roadrunner Express Car Wash for absolutely the best car wash ever. Treat your favorite ride to the professionals at Roadrunner Express Wash in Monroe. Roadrunner Express Wash, multiple wash packages for budget and every type of car, truck, or van.
Pace car certified, Roadrunner Express Wash is. So Buddy Shepard's now going to have to deal with Haley Constance coming down the rear. Ethan Ebert has already opened up some gap, about 3-4 car lengths. So clearly the 9 had more. Here comes Haley Constance to the bottom of the racetrack with Buddy Shepard. So Buddy in some trouble. He used a lot of race car early. Now he's having to settle back in, and he clearly did not quite pick up the same that he thought he'd get at the break. He's going to drop to 5th. Buddy Shepard losing 2 spots in about 5 laps.
2 stories there. Shepard losing, Constance gaining. 13 to 4 now here on this field for the 78. Does she have more left in that car? We are going to find out as let's take another look at your lead 2. Keelan Harvick has pulled away from Kevin Harvick. We'll take a break. We will come back with more here from the Galloway 150 on Hometrack Heroes.
Tire Pros NASCAR Summer Showdown, August 14th and 15th. Evergreen Speedway. Drivers like Kevin and Keelan Harvick compete in one of the biggest NASCAR short track races in America. Summer Showdown, August 14th and 15th. Details, evergreenspeedway.com.
You will see these drivers here at the showdown coming up in, just, I don't know, a month or plus away at this point in time.
Just about, yeah.
And the Harvicks coming back to try to dominate like they have tonight. Keelan and Kevin 1 and 2. Keelan the green 62. Kevin the Busch Light sponsored 29. Long gap between them and Ebert.
Keelan Harvick, the new Toyota racing driver, too, Caleb, to mention under that Toyota development deal. And Kevin's talked about this before. You know, he won't run my number. He won't run a manufacturer I ran for. Man, but and now right now he's running behind the kid. So Kevin doing a good job parenting, doing a poor job as a competitor.
Well, forging his own path is Keelan, and that appears to be an important thing to the kid, which is really cool. He is not riding coattails by any means. He is accomplishing this on his own. That team that they're running for, Rackley War, fields really, really good race cars, and they get a lot of credit for giving both the Harvicks platform to show their talents.
Yeah, they feel these cars are coming from North Carolina. They're getting up on the trailer. They're making the long haul every time out. There's a battle between Ken Bonney and Dempsey Graham right in front of the leaders. Oh, Lord, how's this going to play out? Keelan Harvick, nowhere to go. Kevin's going to drop to the bottom of the racetrack. Lap cars getting in the lead.
They're going to go 3 wide for the lead coming off the corner. Keelan fights his way back in front of Dad, gets to the inside, now splits the difference. What a move. Was that the race-winning move from Keelan Harvick?
That might just be, and if he can clear Ken Bonney and leave Bonney to the inside, it's going to force Kevin Harvick to go high on his son. Yeah, Keelan, wipe the sweat off your brow real fast, because that could have been bad in a hurry.
Yeah, and it's not done. That's the thing. Dad's still right there, and in the process, Ebert made some progress on them.
Yeah, Ethan Ebert is starting to close this gap a little bit. Was that just lap traffic, or is that the 9 car coming alive? We are 17 to go. If your spotter told you not to go at some point, you have a bad spotter as Giannini's in the wall.
Giannini in the 23 up and against her. Rough for him. Look out. Oh, we got one smacking the wall right next to it. Gardner's 3.
2.
And Beecher's 45.
Oh, man. I wonder if there's some fluid down on the racetrack.
So Giannini to a stop. We did get a look at this. And that's going to gather this field together for a 17-lap shootout, Ben.
Let's take a
there
look.
He is slowing. Hard to say
what exactly happened there, but look, coming flying in. You can see some fluid down there. Yep, Wyatt Gardner hard into the outside wall.
Hopefully just a door for him. And
Beecher.
About the same for Beecher.
I don't know, the way that Wyatt's car dragging there a little bit, I think it might be a bit more than a door.
Well, hopefully it's a minor fix. He'll have things ready for the showdown, I'm sure. We are going to finish this off. We've got 17 laps to go. Pack this field tight 2 by 2 one more time. As we'll get a look at Speedway Chevrolet pace car. Keelan Harvick low, Kevin Harvick high, Haley Constance low, Ethan Ebert high, your first 2 rows.
Robbie Sawyer, Andrew Reel, 2 drivers we haven't talked a lot about just on the edge of that top 5 on row 3. Winners take the front row. Caleb, Kevin Harvick's going to try the outside groove. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at Keelan. So we're getting back to green underway, and Keelan Harvick already looking to cover and pinch his dad off.
We were down to 13 to go. My apologies. So it's not long. And here we run in your top 3 shoot out of a cannon down the back straightaway.
Yeah, Caleb got the word from race control. We had to start counting some of these laps under caution. That's how we got there.
Gotcha.
Running up against the curfew.
And so as they crossed the line, that was 12 laps to go. Coming into 11 down the front straightaway. Harvick trying to hold off Kevin. And again, more than just kid trying to hold off his dad, but that is a 13-year-old trying to hold off a NASCAR Hall of Famer.
Yeah, look at the line Kevin Harvick is running through these turns. So this one through 3 and 4, he's going to drop to the bottom. He's going to kind of follow just about a half a groove or so underneath Keelan, get just enough of that clean air to disrupt his, not getting any of the dirty air effect. But look at this run, the Talladega effect down the line. Look at how deep Kevin Harvick is driving his race car into 1 and 2.
And yet at the same time, Keelan is keeping him at bay and keeping him away with about a car length or so pad in between the 2 of them. As this time by, we are into the single digits left to go. 141 in, 9 left for the youngster.
I'm sure it would be sweet for Kevin Harvick to finally break his Evergreen Speedway 5/8 run curse. Ran a couple truck starts here. They didn't go particularly well for him. Finished off the podium last year at this event. trying to get around his son, won't let him beat him at the halfway break. Kevin Harvick said over the microphone here in the grandstands, another reason why you got to come live. Sometimes you get some interviews in the middle of the races. Kevin Harvick said, he goes, I don't know that I have the race car to get to Keelan. Don't tell him that. So Kevin is going to do whatever he can to get there. Look at that. He's almost up to the wall, the 29 is.
Big old push, and that again gives a little distance to Keelan Harvick with 8 to go. The two of them leaving third place in the rearview mirror at the moment. Let them duke it out between the two of them. The Galloway looks like it's going home with a Harvick, but which one?
It sure is looking that way. Look at Kevin starting to close the gap a little bit, following Keelan around. Look at this, Caleb. He's arcing the corner in the middle of the corner, getting such a huge run down the back straightaway. He's thinking it's probably my only way I'm going to get him. He's dive bombing the bottom of 3 and 4. He's looking high, he's looking low. He knows these corners are different. You have to run them different. Kevin Harvick is figuring it out.
And at the same time, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing every time and expecting a different result. Harvick was not getting it done on the line that he was in. He had to change something up to give himself a shot, and here we are. Keelan, half a car length of pad. It shrunk a little bit, but Kevin is still not getting next to him.
Kevin Harvick on the razor edge right there with the grass through the bottom of 4. This is also going to be the best the racetrack is. The most amount of rubber on this racetrack all weekend is at this point. You'll have the most amount of grip. The tires are hot and screaming at you. Did the closer leave enough to get the job done one more time? It's 4 to go at the line.
Coming at him, it is Keelan and Kevin Harvick. You can see Kevin getting down, scraping the bottom, but the kid is not, wilting under the pressure of his old man and his mentor. Keelan Harvick, Kevin Harvick, 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway they go with, again, Keelan opening it up a little bit more.
If you're Kevin, you're hoping that Keelan is burning off those tires as hard as he can, trying to defend you, trying to hunt around. You're looking to try to make him make a mistake. 3 to go at the line. Keelan's looking like he gained the clutch gene from his own dad, and he's not looking like he's going to make a mistake again.
And if I'm Kevin, I want to get close enough to thump the kid once. Thump him with the nose of the race car. I am here. You got to try to rattle him a little bit because Keelan is making the same lap every time, and this might be the shot for Kevin. He's right up to the rear bumper cover.
Can he make it stick? He does. Keelan gets good drive off the corner, though. They'll run down the line. 2 to go now. Kevin Harvick is gaining. He is gaining on Keelan. Look at the lap times last time by. Drift and whip. He's going to lose a little bit here out of 2 for the slingshot down the back straightaway.
Yeah, watch it kind of contract like an accordion as he comes into the corner. The big run through the apex up to the bumper cover again as they're coming to the white flag.
1 more to go for young Keelan Harvick. The career accolades, the championship, the Hall of Famer, your own dad behind you. Haley Constance, lap last pass, going for 3rd. Right now, best battle on track, but Kevin Harvick gonna look for 1 more slingshot, and a lap car might play a factor.
Slow car in front. Can Harvick get down? Slow car gets out of the way. Keelan Harvick is the Galloway winner at Evergreen Speedway.
Wow, what a finish. And Haley Constance goes around the outside of Ethan Ebert for 3rd. What a finish.
One of the best Galloways ever here at Evergreen Speedway tonight. Cars to our west. Hat tip to you guys. What a show and what a great job by the Evergreen local Haley Constance, taking 3rd at the very end. What a cool race.
What a cool race. Hat tip to the 13-year-old who we're going to catch up with the Angel of the Winds Casino Resort Victory Lane.
All right. Here he's getting ready, ladies and gentlemen. Your winner tonight, picking it up, Keelan Harvick. Oh, come on, get him down. Here comes the water. I'm getting out of here, man. That's crazy. Keelan, man, you won. After last year, to see you back here in Victory Lane, man, I'm telling you, I am so excited. Fireworks going off in the back. You're all wet. Your dad pressuring you the whole time, and you never broke. Congrats.
Yeah, yes, sir. Thank you for all the fans for coming out. You know, wouldn't be possible without all you guys. And just thank you to Rackler for bringing me such a fast car. You know, it just feels really good after what happened last year. Just can't thank Hunt Brothers Pizza, Real Tree, Toyota. Everybody wouldn't be possible without them.
Keelan, this is my 39th year in racing. I've had a lot of race car drivers come race in my program. I've seen a lot of race car drivers. I'm watching something special right now, kid. You are doing things that shouldn't be happening. It is unreal. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, this kid's a phenom. Your winner tonight, Keelan Harvick. Dude, unbelievable. I know. What did it feel like with your dad? I mean, your dad was right there pushing on your back. You never flinched, you never wiggled, and you never broke. Congrats.
Yeah, yes, sir. Just all the times that he's been, I've been behind him this year, but changed today.
Well, it did change today, right? Getting it done, man. So I know mom's at home, your sister's at home. You want to thank them. Anybody else you want to thank?
Yeah, Hum Brothers Pizza, Toyota, Realtree, iRacing. I mean, everybody on this car. It wouldn't be possible without all of them and the fans for coming out.
Well, come on, let's go up here. This is what we get to do, they tell us. Come on up here. We're going to go up in here into the crowd, guys. We're going to make some noise. I need you guys to go crazy. Stay right with me. Come on here, buddy. Stay right here. Stay right here. All right, we're going up to victory lane. Ladies and gentlemen, here's your winner tonight, Keelan Harvick. Unreal. Yeah, man, here we go. Look at this. You get to sign your name on a check. Most of the time, you don't want to sign the check if you're signing it here. You get to put your name here, and it's good. Come on, man, it's pretty cool. You guys are witnessing greatness, I'm telling you, man. Look at that, man. Taking it home, dude. Your winner tonight, Keelan Harvick, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get some pictures. Let's get the Galloways up here. Greg, what do you think, man? This is unreal, man. This kid's a phenom.
Restarts or what? You had him by 2 car lengths. I don't care how many times your dad tried. You had him by 2 car lengths. Nice job. Thanks for bringing your dad to the racetrack with you.
Come on. All right, Keelan, poor kid, so good. Let's take a few pictures. Then we're going to go back down to your car and get some pictures, and we'll start interviewing the rest of the drivers. Here, there you go. All right, let's bring up Mr. Second Place, Keelan. Hey, this dude finished second, man. What do you think, dude? Come on, man. How about that? That's pretty cool, dude. So, Kevin, nobody had a better seat than you. You taught him a lot. You taught him enough tonight because he got it done.
Yeah, I thought his car was a little bit better. I told you that at the break. So, you know, I wanted to run him as hard as I could run him to try to get him to burn the back tires off. So, he was loose off of 2. But I didn't need that last caution. I was rolling the top really good and could actually get above that top hash mark over there. And then the caution came out, and he was a little bit better on the short runs. And it was close down there one time in 3 and 4, but you know the way you hit the bump and you're pedaling the throttle right there just didn't quite have enough. But it was fun.
He told me not to tell you what he told me at the halfway break. He's like, don't tell that to Keelan. Congratulations, dude. P1, P2, it is unreal what you're doing right now, kid. Congratulations. Come on, make some noise. All right. Pretty cool, man. All right, we'll get some pictures. Come on up here. You were P3. Did you finish P3, young lady? Come on now. Woo! Haley Constance. Let me tell you what, man. We talked earlier today. So proud of you, young lady. This is the best in the West right here, and you stand on the podium. Congrats.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, super exciting, super exciting.
Wait, this is your very own, guys. Come on. Right? She's one of you, and she's up here sharing a podium with these guys. Congrats.
Last lap outside.
That's right. She was high, wide, and getting it done. Congratulations. Anybody else you want to thank?
Huge thank you to my dad, my crew. We've pretty much perfected this car over the season. 4 out of 5 wins here at our local races. Huge thank you to all the fans who come out to all of our weekly shows and still support. It's great seeing this big of a crowd. We don't usually get this many people in the stands, but it's awesome seeing it. Yeah, again, just huge thank you to my dad. He's been supporting me since I started racing, and I owe it all to him. So.
Come on now, that's pretty cool. Congrats, congrats, congrats. Okay.
Couldn't say it better myself. Congrats to the top 3. What a Galloway that was, Ben.
What a race.
Well, I'll tell you what. Next week on the show, America's Birthday Bash here at Hometrack Heroes. But if you liked what you saw tonight, get your tickets for the Tire Pros Summer Showdown. It's coming up August 14th and 15th. The same pro late models are going to be on the 5/8 for 100 lapper on the Friday night, and then it is super late models of the 5/8 for 200 laps on Saturday. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Big thank you to our Seattle 11 crew. Derek and Griff on production. Great job, guys. For Ben Iman, Tim Huddleston, Saxon Hop, I am Caleb Hart. We'll see you next week here on Hometrack Heroes on Seattle 11.
Thanks for watching Evergreen Speedway's Hometrack Heroes on Seattle 11. Join us next week for more great racing from Evergreen Speedway.